This is called Black Box, and it's under the tools dashboard. If you click on tools, you just click on under product research, we've got Black Box. And there's a bunch of different ways that you can utilize this tool. And I always suggest playing around with it as much as possible. I'm going to show you a few different ways to use it, but the best results come when you really just go in there, you start using it and you say, oh, maybe I could change this filter or that filter a little bit and see what kind of comes up, so you can find different products. And so the first thing you want to do is you want to search, you can either select all of these categories or you can choose one. I like to choose home and kitchen, but if you wanted to even narrow it down even further, you could actually go to subcategories and you can expand these out and you can choose which subcategories you would want to look into. So if you're really specific, like some people really like to sell home decor, you could check off home decor. But what I'm going to do is just do the whole home and kitchen category for this sake, but you can do multiple categories. You can do all of them if you want. So it's really up to you. The next thing, number of sellers. I don't always really focus on this, but you can if you want to, see the number of sellers, the competitors. Price is a big one. I always say to start at a minimum of $25 because you want to have enough room for just to profitability. So the lower you go, the less margins you're going to have or profits basically. And so you're going to potentially have to do massive amounts of sales. Now, I do know some sellers who sell millions and they do, have lower cost items, but they're able to massively sell them. So that's kind of how they make a profit, similar to kind of like Walmart's idea of just like massive sales. But I like to kind of give myself more of a cushion. I would say a minimum price of $25. You can put the maximum price in. You don't have to put a maximum price in. Maybe you want to, just because you don't want to have, appliances coming up that are thousands of dollars, but maybe you could even put up to 150, or we're going to do for this little thing, 75. Okay. Price change. Now, maybe you can, look for things that are, maybe their price is increasing, not decreasing. And there's different ways you can use that. I always like to look at monthly revenue too. I like to see things that are selling a minimum. And I always put 10,000, but you can play around with this number. Sometimes I'll put, big numbers in here, like 100,000 or 50,000. And I want to see what's happening and, who's selling these big things that maybe there's less competition in. So, but I'll go ahead and just put 10,000 there. Over here, we've got review count and review rating. So review count is the number of reviews. So if you come into a niche and there are thousands and thousands of reviews in the top 10 listings, it's going to be very competitive for you. So that is something to really take a look at because, like, for example, you'll look at supplements like vitamin C. They'll have 25,000 reviews on the first page. You're going to have a much harder time, getting into that niche. So I always like to put, looking for products that are kind of newer. Maybe they have a review count of maximum of 200. You can even put this lower. The review rating, that's, the stars, and I can do another demo and I'll show you, how I use that one. You can also filter by the size. Now, some of you might, for your first product, want something that's really small and lighter so that you can, get, ship it in maybe via air or something like that. Or maybe that's just the kind of size that you want to sell. You can do small standard and look for products that are within that range, small standard. And that is kind of a nicer because you have, less FBA fees and less, fees and just in general. So you can do it by weight. And so I'm going to just go ahead and see what we can find here with just these filters. So I'll go ahead and click search. And a lot of products will come up here and you can filter them down. You can filter them down even more, or you can just look through them. So you can actually take a look at some of these by just clicking on this little button here and it'll take you directly to Amazon. So we've got these woven baskets. It looks like they're doing, pretty well. You'd have to kind of look and see how competitive that is later, but all just kind of ideas that you'll find. Let's see here. We've got a tower fan that's probably coming for summertime. We've got some shelving, blankets. We got custom blankets. You can do some customization on Amazon if you fulfill it yourself. So there's some things to get your wheels turning, but you can kind of go and see, a bunch of different product ideas in that different search. So you can even go back in and edit the filters. Maybe there's something that you see here that's like sheets or something, and you don't want to sell sheets or something like that. So like sheets, you can edit the filter. And sometimes I will see that, especially like, different holidays. I might not want to see anything like Valentine's Day. You can, exclude different things too. So let's see here, exclude title keywords. So like, for example, sheets, and you can apply the filters and you can do multiples in there. And that is super helpful as well. So I'm going to go back to the products tab here and show you some other ways we can use this. And again, you're going to want to sort through a lot of these things. You can actually export the data too if you're more of an Excel sheet type of person. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to refresh and go back to that main page and go back to the products tab and show you some other ways to do this. Okay, so I'm going to choose a category again. I'll choose home and kitchen, maybe kitchen and dining too. And I always like to put in the price, minimum of 25. I'll do maximum of 150 now. And monthly revenue, I like to see at least 10,000, but I want to see things that are maybe less competitive. So something I like to do as well is maybe put in here a maximum of 2 images. So this would tell me if someone that's a seller that's selling at least 10,000 a month, that means that they potentially are, they have a terrible listing and that you could beat them on by creating a better listing because they only have 2 images. So this doesn't always work, but it is something that you could, search for. And I'm going to duplicate this so I can do another search. So this is just a maximum of 2 images. And something you can also do here is a variation count. Like maybe you only, especially when you're starting out, you don't want to have any more variations like colors and sizes. You could put a maximum of 1 and that'll keep the variations down too. So let's go ahead and hit search and we'll see what we come up with here. So we've got some different things like, printed egg cartons, different things. And sometimes in the variations, they might have just two photos on one of the variations. So you might see something like that. But, there's a lot of different potential products that come up here that you could take a look at their listing, and usually their listing will be not so good. And you can go ahead, create more images, like somebody might put in there. Let's see if this one, it's a 3, let's look at something else. Let's see if we can find storage bags. Let's see what they've got here. So, okay, this is pretty bad. You've got a storage bag, but like these images are terrible and they seem to be selling pretty well, but they are literally, the most terrible images you could ever find. So that's something you can take a deeper look at their listing, what's going on, why are they selling so much, and you can create much better images for that type of listing. So that's one way to do it. Another thing you could do is you can look for ratings. So you could see things that maybe have a maximum of 3 as their rating. So for example, so we'll go ahead and do that. And I'm going to put the price in too. So because I don't like to see those lower price things. So we'll do maximum of 75. And I will go ahead and I'm going to do a maximum variation of 1 because I want to see just things that don't have variations. We'll see if we can find that. Monthly revenue, I want to see at least 10,000 because I want to see that there's actually demand for this product. And I'm going to hit search again and we'll see if we can find some good products here. And yeah, so we've got some product ideas here and let's see. So we've got hair dryers, breast milk storing containers. They're doing 25,000. Let's see. Looks like they don't have their reviews up yet. Let's see. This one for sure has a low review rating, but they are selling. Oh, that one's not on there right now. So this is a 2.9 organic honey. Let's see if we can find another one. Here's a bread box. It's a three-star rating. So they've got, about a 3.5. So you can go and look at the reviews and you can see, what kinds of things are making this, why are they getting bad reviews? And what you can do is you can pull our Chrome extension here and click on Review Insights, and you can see a review analysis. Like this one, nice, but not as sturdy as expected. So maybe the sturdiness is a problem. It's not good quality. Maybe they really like the design of it, but it looks like the quality is really bad. So you can see an overview, you can see a review analysis. It doesn't line up. It looks like the doors don't close properly. So you can take a look at all the different ways you could make this much better, and you could create something very similar and make a quality product. I mean, they're still selling a good amount. It looks like they're currently unavailable. They probably did been flagged, but you could potentially go in there and start selling that same particular product and beat them out on just higher quality. So that is, the products. Now you can also, something that's really interesting is you can do listing age here. So maybe you want to see things that are trending. I know some people who like to sell trending items. Maybe you could see you want to see something that's maybe the listing age is about a maximum of like 3 or 6 months. You could see things that are coming into, that are kind of newer. So that's a really great way to find kind of trending products, things that maybe not a lot of people have seen yet. Definitely play around with that as well. But I know I'm kind of going down in time, so I want to go into keywords, which is the next tab on Black Box here, and it's one of my favorite tools because it's not only showing, you can show demand, but you can also show that people are actually searching for it. So you can take a look at filtering this down. Search volume, I might do a minimum of 4,000 search volume, or maybe I'll do 5,000 search volume. Maybe I'll do a maximum of 8,000, maybe, so it's not too crazy. Monthly revenue, definitely you want to have a minimum of at least 4,000 or 5,000. So let's do 4,000 here. Price minimum, I usually love to, again, do that 25 range. Maybe I'll do max 75. You could go higher, lower. You can play around with these numbers. Review count, I might do a maximum of 200 here. And a word count, I like to do a minimum of 2, because things that are just one word, that's not really usually a good opportunity. It's more kind of a general search. So I like to do a minimum word count as well. I'm going to select a category here. I'll do home and kitchen. And sometimes you can look at handmade products too, that maybe you could get produced without being handmade necessarily. And so I'll go ahead and hit search here. And we've got a bunch of different random products here that could be a chill pill pillow. Interesting. So you can actually click these little dots and view on Amazon. So maybe this is for people who maybe need to calm down. It's a little gag gift that looks like maybe there's some demand for a chill pill pillow. They do about 4,000. You can find a bunch of different different products here that would be really interesting ideas to follow. Now, something else you can do is you can search for, you can exclude different keywords here. You can do a specific search here for a keyword. So for example, I'm going to clear the filters here, and maybe I'll do a coffin. Actually, you know what? I'll do a title density. So title density, this is a really good one. Title density means that, for example, if you're looking at collagen peptides, you're going to see maybe like 50 of the top listings have collagen peptides exactly in their listing title. Now, you want to find potentially products that have, that are basically keywords that maybe only a few competitors have that in their title, so that you could rank easier for it. So if we look for something else and we do a minimum again of, let's do 5,000 to 8,000. We'll do monthly revenue minimum 4,000. We'll do a price of 25 to 75. We'll do a maximum review count of 200. And then I'm going to do a maximum title density of 3. And I got to select the categories here. And I'm going to go ahead and hit search to see if I can find some kind of opportunity keywords. And this is a great way to find, some products that maybe people haven't discovered yet. And let's see if we can see our search. Yep. So we've got some different, so it looks like this is a popular one I keep seeing, required los de bautizo, so like baptism things for kids. So you can find different things with different title densities, and you can change the revenue around to get different amounts, so your different keywords and things like that. I think I'm out of time, so I can take questions too. Product targeting for you.
I have one question.
Yeah.
When it comes to keywords, so yes. I've recently only signed up the Helium 10 myself, and still very green with it all. But I have an agenda of items that I want. Now, they're not specifically private label per se. I'm not importing them in from the Far East. I'm making my own unique bundles. So I'm not really looking for the product sourcing side of things. It is useful, but I know the sort of things I want to do myself. How can I then, if I've got an item, say, I don't know, say this Vaseline, say I wanted to do this in a 4-pack, how would I then know what to look for the keywords for this for?
Oh, so keywords, that would be a different tool. So keyword research would be a whole another thing, but I'll show you one of the best ways to do this. So Vaseline, we'll search for Vaseline on Amazon. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so then I'll pull the extension. Usually what I do when I search for different products is I'll pull up X-ray and I'll sort by the revenue to find kind of the highest selling one, so I can look at their keywords. But what you're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the top sellers and we'll put them into Cerebro. Cerebro is our keyword research tool that's a reverse ASIN search. So what that does is it takes the product from Amazon and it kind of reverse engineers and sees all of the keywords that that particular product is indexing for or ranking for. So you can see all of their keywords. Let's see here. So we've got revenue. Let's see, this one's 207,000. And these are all pretty much the same because it's a brand. Let's see here. So we'll just check off these and we can click on here, run Cerebro. And then what this is going to do is it's going to basically take all these, different products and it's going to find all the different keywords that these products are indexing for. So here we have all the different keywords. Okay. So you can sort by search volume. If you want to here, search volume. You can also filter these keywords. So for example, maybe you want to see phrases only containing Vaseline. You can apply the filters because sometimes you'll get other types of keywords. So maybe you want to see only the ones that have Vaseline in them. So you can see all these different keywords that have Vaseline lip therapy, all the different ways you can use Vaseline. There's a bunch of different ways. I like to usually see phrases containing, sometimes I'll do exclude phrases because if maybe I don't want to see, the word Vaseline in there, you can do that as well. You can filter out different brands that you don't want to see. You can filter by search volume. So maybe you want to look for maybe some more low hanging fruit. So I might go 500 to, 1500 search volume. And I want to see, apply the filters there to see what keywords are in that range. And you can find, quickly what those keywords are. So it helps you to kind of narrow it down very quickly. You can also narrow by title density. So say, I'm going to take this one off. Say I want to see a maximum of 3 as a title density. So that means, only 3 competitors maximum have that exact phrase in their title, which makes it, something less competitive. We can apply filters there and I can go down here and I'll see, the title density is 0 in a lot of these. So Vaseline lotion, Vaseline cocoa butter, there's a lot of different keywords that literally not in the titles. So that's pretty amazing. So let's see, another one you can do. I just like to play around with these filters based on what kind of results that I see. So those are kind of the main ones that I like to kind of filter down. But if you go down here, you can see now this you can only see if you have brand registry and you have it connected to your Helium 10 account. You can see the keyword sales right here. These are estimated keyword sales. You can see the search volume. So you might see something that's like, okay, this has 11,000 sales, keyword sales, but it's got a 71,000 search volume. So usually I'll take, 11,835 divided by 71,577 and multiply it by 100. So it looks like that has about a 16% conversion rate, which is pretty good. So some of these you might see, like this one has, 2,000 sales and it's got, 20,000 search. Who knows what the conversion rate on that? So I usually like to find that, something that has a good conversion rate so that it's not like, okay, I'm going after this 70,000 search volume and it only has a 1% conversion rate. So that's something you can look at as well. So those are kind of the main ways that I would take a look at these different filters. You can also, these little one-click filters in this niche, you can click on this and it'll give you the top keywords in the niche. And it's just a one-click filter, makes it really easy. So there's 12 top keywords. And it's basically utilizing these filters, a search volume, and then competitor rank, 1 to 40, at least, two ranking competitors in that keyword of these 4. So you want to, usually when you do that, you want to, make sure in here you have all of the top competitors in that niche in this, and you can do up to 20 if you're on elite or up to 10 on diamond plan. And then another one is opportunity keywords. You can click on opportunity keywords within these and you can see what keywords, maybe some people are sleeping on. So these are some good, it just literally one-click filters.
So if I'm sitting looking at that, if you scroll down for 1 second, just if I'm looking at that and I'm saying, right, Vaseline travel size, second line there,
Yeah.
and it's showing keyword sales 133. So 133 people are searching that per month and purchasing it.
So that is how many sales on that keyword are happening per month
Okay, yeah.
estimated. Now, this is the search volume. This is how many people are searching that keyword per month.
Okay.
So,
what's the
that's why
cerebral IQ score then? Do you want it to be higher or lower?
this is the amount of competitors. So, that'll show you whether, and I don't always look at that because I kind of do a little bit of analysis myself to see, if there are some opportunity keywords. Yeah, that it's basically a ratio of, the volume and the competitors. So I usually look at if there is opportunity, maybe title density is a really good one to look at to see, maybe I can put this keyword in my title and I can rank for it easier because people are not focused on that keyword. Yeah. Any other question? This is one of my favorite tools. I've been using this one for years. We also have these learn videos. If you want to learn more, you can click on this little button here. And you've got all these trainings here that are like full of information, and they're not that long, so they're really helpful to
I haven't went
refresh
through
your memory.
those, but I've went through the Project X that you've done on
Oh
YouTube.
yeah.
So yeah, took me a while getting through it, but I went through it. Any sort of tips and suggestions on then sort of how to convert? I know it might be getting a wee bit away from Helium, but how do you sort of use those keywords to write out a perfect title or a good title?
Yeah, so the best way to do that is to find your main keywords that you want to focus on. And you always need to start with your brand name based on what Amazon says. Now I've noticed they've started taking out their brand names at the beginning in searches, so that might be going away soon. But you want to, put them in the first 5, your main phrases in the first 5 words, I guess you could say. Yeah, the first five at least for your main keywords. But usually what I do is just play around with it. There's something called audiences. What you could do is really, like, we have a listing builder here, and you can actually get it to build a title for you to start out with, and then you can start just playing around with different versions. So if we go to, let's see here, let's see if there's one already that has keywords in it. Let's just see if this one has. Okay, so we've got this is how you can kind of get a title generated. So product characteristics. Let's see, this is a basket thing. I'm not as familiar with this particular product. Maybe I'll go back to another one that I'm familiar with here. The coffin shelf here. So let's do this one. Okay, so product characteristics. So what I might do is, so wooden is one of the things. It's a blue coffin shelf. You can put as many characteristics as you want. So wooden, blue. Elegant looks like the word was in there. Maybe you could put creepy. Target audience is maybe like goth lovers, gothic. Maybe any ideas? Creepy decor lovers. I'm not really sure. You can put whatever you want there. You can put your brand name you can say at the beginning. So product name is it's a blue coffin bookshelf. You can select the tone. You can say, is it, whatever you want here. Any words to avoid? Maybe you want to avoid like plastic because it's wooden, things like that. And then you can click write it for me and see what we come up with. So it really depends on what input you put in here. You can put your brand name there as well. So we've got elegant blue coffin shelf. Let's see. Let's try to rewrite for me. I think it's saying the same one. Let's see if I can fix it. Did it change that one at all? I don't know if it changed at all.
I didn't see it.
Maybe there's a little bug there, but I'll try to see if I can get that fixed. But yeah, so the main thing is you put in your characteristics or things that you want, and then you can get some title ideas. You could also utilize Chat GPT and just say make a title for a product that's similar to, and you can copy your competitor's title and then and do that. Yeah, so you can do all those different things. But yeah, this might have just had a little something going on there. But other than that, yeah, that's a great way to get your ideas flowing with your title. Any other questions? Do we have more questions?
Just checking. What I would say for anyone that's new to this, like, I'll be honest with you, I held out going near Helium 10 for a very long time because it seemed very overwhelming. Like, there's just so much to it. It's such a robust tool that you're like, where do you even start? What sort of tips would you suggest to somebody that's very new to this and they're just wanting to get in.
If you're new, I would go to Black Box right here.
Yeah.
Go to Black Box, and then those are some of the things I was kind of showing and demoing. There's all these different tabs.
Yeah.
Click this learn button and you can learn, there's some different videos here on how to utilize Black Box. And then there's also, let's do, let's see here. Bradley Sutton has a masterclass. Let's see if I can find it. Let me just find it this way. So if you go, we have a YouTube channel with a lot of different things on here, and we have Bradley did a Black Box masterclass. So here we go, right here. This is strategy. You can watch this, and it has a lot of good tips on how to do product research. So I'll put that in the chat here.
Excellent.
For you. So I would definitely look at that. So I would focus on, finding a product, and Black Box is definitely the way to do that. I would definitely start out learning how to do that. And then you can do one at a time. So, then once you've gotten your product, then you can start and do some Cerebro tutorials and learn how to do Cerebro and Magnet, how to look at keywords, and how to find keyword lists and make keyword lists. Okay. And then you can just do it like bit by bit, and you don't have to know everything. Just do step by step. But obviously, you've got to find a product first. And that's the biggest thing, is deciding on a product, choosing it. That's what I would recommend to start off with.
If I'm using your product and I get stuck, do you have like a help section? Let's see down the bottom corner, there seems to be a chat icon.
Yeah, or you could go to, we have a Facebook group called Helium 10 members. You can also go in there and ask questions about different tools or any help that you need. So Helium 10 members.
And how do you join that? You just put in your email.
You ask to join. Yeah. And then, you'll probably have to give your email that you have connected to your account.
Okay, cool.
There is one other thing I don't think I talked about, which is a good one. Let me just show you this one. It's the product targeting tab. Say you wanted to do like a bundle, or just to see, things that are selling alongside of a product, like this chill pill. Maybe we can see if there's anything. It might not. It doesn't always work, but let's see if this one will work. I'm going to trying to copy this. It's the ASIN there. I'm taking the ASIN of the product, and then you can put it into the product targeting tab, and then select frequently bought together, so you can see things that are bought together, and see if you can come up with some bundle ideas. Hit search. You can see some different things that people bought with that chill pill. A lot of random ones on this one, but maybe with Vaseline, there's something else that they bought. But it's another way to get some interesting product ideas or potential bundles with the chill pill pillow. But you can do, a bunch of different, you can do coffin shelf. So we could, and you can find, when I did coffin shelf, you could see a bunch of different like bat decor and Halloween decorations and stuff. So that's a really good way to find kind of compatible products if you want to expand, or bundle products. It's my last little tip there.
Cool. Yeah, I do know somebody that does a lot of private label stuff, and they'll find a hero product, and then they'll add in like a complementary product to make it unique to them, to make it a bit sort of harder to compete against. So yeah, I've seen that one done before. Question for you. I don't know, this might be a little bit out of your scope. For somebody starting off with private label, what would you suggest as a good budget starting with?
Ooh, it's kind of gone up. I mean, you used to be able to start with like 4,000 or 5,000, but it really depends on the cost of the product. I would say, to have at least 10,000, 10 to 15.
Yeah.
The reason, what you need to think about is, to have enough to stay in stock, so that if you run out of stock, then your ranking that you work for really plummets. And then you have to take, into account the FBA fees, the Amazon seller fees, and then the cost of pay-per-click advertising, which most people forget. And sometimes you don't really know what your pay-per-click costs are going to be until you really get in there and start selling the product. You want to make sure to buy enough of the product so you don't run out, and then leave enough of a profit. So yeah.
It's funny you say about the rank dropping. I've been selling an item. It was ranked about 300 or 400 in grocery. I think I sold 800 units last month. Amazon then changed it from being hazmat to not hazmat, and while they were doing that, they wouldn't let you ship in. which was bizarre, just wouldn't let inbound shipping. And every seller sold out of it. And it ranked within a week, it went from 300 to 4,500. And myself and a lot of other sellers changed to FBM and still tanked the rank. And it's just so painful to watch how quickly
it
that
is.
fell.
Yeah, it really does fall really quickly. So I've seen brands like make sure to stay in stock. Like, for example, Mary Ruth's vitamins. I don't know if you've seen that, it's gone viral on TikTok. Their website's constantly sold out, but on Amazon, I can tell they try to stay in stock for those things that keep selling out. Because if they don't, then their focus is probably to stay in stock on Amazon before their website even, which I thought was really interesting. Just as a consumer, I noticed that kind of, you got to make sure to stay in stock or else it'll just ruin your listing.
It's bizarre that they prioritize Amazon over their own website if they're on TikTok and they're that strong a brand.
Yeah, I mean, their websites keeps selling out, and then they probably do pretty well on Amazon as well, so they don't want to lose that rank.
Yeah.
And so they definitely won't lose they have on their website, they have a way where you can just put in your email if you want to be notified when they're back in stock. But just really interesting.
But it's one of those things that a lot of big brands actually want to come off Amazon because how much control Amazon can have over your business and the fees that are all associated. But that's the best thing about being on Amazon or running your own business. Everything's unique. Like, no two things are ever the same. Yeah.
And businesses might say they don't want, like, if they're not on Amazon, they're doing themselves a disservice, because you're missing out on those sales. People want that 2-day shipping, and Amazon's a great place to find new customers for your brand.
Well, a couple of years ago, my accountant phoned me and was like, Eamonn, have you any idea how much money you're paying to Amazon in a month? And I'm like,
a lot.
Do you need to know the exact figure right now? I try not to think about it. And he's like, they're taking a third of your turnover. And I'm like, He's like, could you not go to another website? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Which one? And he's like, I don't know. And I exactly.
Yeah.
When people want to go buy something on e-commerce, they go to Amazon.
Walmart's another one that's kind of up and coming. The profitability is a bit higher on Walmart. The traffic is a lot lower. So,
but it's US based. I'm in the UK.
Yeah,
people in the UK are not going to Walmart.
Well, some of them are. They've been trying
Really?
to. They've been trying to recruit UK sellers. Yeah, because you can sell in Walmart now.
Duly noted.
Especially for grocery, that might be a great opportunity, because that's the biggest category on Walmart's marketplace is grocery.
Oh, you're turning my head. I have too many kids. So, my wife does a lot of stuff on Vinted. I, if I'm buying stuff, would buy off eBay, but it's funny, the stuff I buy off eBay, it'll be like, oil filters and stuff for lawnmowers and stuff like that. Where if I need these pens, this came off Amazon.
Yeah.
So people have go-to platforms for depending on what it is they're buying.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
In my opinion, everything in eBay is counterfeit or Chinese knockoffs. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the perception I have. Whereas on Amazon, if Amazon thinks it for 1 second, you're toast.
I don't really get anything off of eBay ever, so I think it's maybe bigger in the UK.
I think it is. Like, I was in Germany at a trade show recently and chatting to a rep for a big electronics firm, said it's sold on Amazon. They're like, no go, can't supply it, chatting away, and they're sitting going, Amazon's not that big in Europe. And I'm like, Germany's the second biggest marketplace. And she's like, yeah, but Sweden and Norway and places, there is the equivalent to Walmart. So it's like small sort of country specific platforms that have a bigger market share in those countries than Amazon. And while Amazon Germany is still the second biggest marketplace, they said in the rest of Europe, Amazon doesn't have the clout that people in the UK would think it does in America. Which I find very interesting, because she was a rep, she said she's been in the business years. She's like, in Europe, sort of Western Europe, the further east you go, it doesn't have the hit.
Yeah, that's true.
But America's still big enough for everybody.
Yeah, the US is, it's where everyone buys everything.
Yeah,
so
colossal. I haven't seen any other questions come through anywhere, unfortunately. I have dropped the links to the discount for the 20% off 6 months and 10% for every month. As Carrie has said, if anybody has any issues, wants to sign up, they can join the members group. This call, because it's been streamed into the group, you can watch the recording back again. Any questions, you can drop me a message and I'll try and fumble an answer. Carrie, thank you very much for your time. It's been
You're welcome.
absolutely lovely chatting to you.
Yeah,
I've
nice
learned a
chatting
lot.
to you.
I
Oh, good, very good.
recorded this call so I can pass it on to my team.
Very
So
good.
hopefully they'll learn a lot of it too.
Yeah, and take bite-sized pieces. That's my biggest advice for Helium 10. You don't have to know it all, just what you need to know in that moment. Just watch the video you need to know right now.
I didn't even know there was a members group, so that's a big takeaway for me. And how to identify those keywords, that's going to be massive for us. So those two bits have been massively worth my time this evening.
Awesome. Very good. Okay, good.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. All right. Have a great rest of the day.